Alright, what we have here is the Assisi Loop 2.0. I believe it is 20 centimeters for treatment of pain for animals. It's supposed to last for a certain amount of treatments, and then you cannot replace the batteries. And my curiosity was piqued because I could see the batteries inside. So I had the question to myself, could we somehow open this up and replace the batteries? Now, as a disclaimer, I am going to point out that I am not hugely technologically handy. I can't guarantee that replacing the batteries in this way will continue to have the same efficacy of this treatment. So, this is not necessarily saying, hey, I figured out how to replace this and it's going to work exactly the same way after you replace the batteries. I have not reached that point yet. I don't know how to test the efficacy of batteries. This is more just a journey of my own curiosity. So, I'm sure many of you out there can look at what I'm doing here and say, hey Josh, you're doing X, Y, and Z completely wrong. Or perhaps you have a recommendation on testing the efficacy to see if there's still a charge going through this ring. If not, join me on my weird journey of curiosity. This is already taken apart. I'm going to go through what I had tried to do to take it apart, problems that I had that will probably affect efficacy of it. I really don't like planned obsolescence. The manufacturer could probably come back and say, hey, this is why we put this together in a certain way and made it X, Y, and Z affects the efficacy if you replace batteries. This is why we couldn't make the batteries replaceable instead of planned obsolescence. So you have to go out and buy another one for absolutely no reason. I can't really speak to that. I don't know enough about this technology. But my own dislike for planned obsolescence and my own strange morbid curiosity led me to take the steps with this thing that I did. So I'm going to do this, show you what I did. Any comments saying what you think I did wrong, what I could do to test it. If you think I'm wrong, you want to comment why, feel free. Tell me what you think. Tell me what you feel about this. If the manufacturer sees it and wants to say, hey, tell me why they built it this way, I'd really appreciate the input. Anyway, so it looks like it has something connecting the body to the main ring here. It looks like it's sealed up in two parts here. So my first step here was to cut through these, which I had already done. Just used my work knife with a fresh blade. And if you do try this, please be someone who's good with a knife and be very, very, very careful. I am not recommending that you do anything that would hurt yourself. This one was pretty easy, pretty simple on this side. I sliced right down here. Make sure you have it on a good surface if you try this. I am not recommending you try this because, sharp objects and your own safety. Be safe. Please don't play with sharp objects. And peeled this away. The issue that I get here is I had to kind of tease under where this adhesive is here. And then this one came off relatively easy. The opposite side, I sliced down the middle again, as you can see. Looks like there's a little more adhesive in there. And I also made the mistake because, you know, I'm going to sit here and tell you exactly what I did wrong if I did something wrong, because I'm going to be honest with you. You can see I actually sliced into the ring there. That looks like the actual covering. I don't think I got into the, I don't think I got into the wire itself where the electricity runs through. And I really had to go in between this insulation and this rubber and tease out on the inside here. On the first one, I basically just split it, teased around at the top here, and it came off. That had enough adhesive that I not only had to go along with my blade up the top here very, very, very carefully with the tip of my blade, but I had to go in the side here and tease apart this insulation and this insulation. So I got those off. I apologize for my poor production value. This is on my phone. And these two parts here, which house batteries in here, and the circuit board and everything else, I could see definitely along the top here where that insulation was that I took off, that it was splitting off pretty effectively. Very carefully slid my blade in a little bit, each individual, inch centimeter going along, trying to prise. I think there was more adhesive in here sealing this shut. So I not only had to slide the blade in, but very carefully, very methodically pry it apart with my blade. And after about 5 or 10 minutes of doing that, I pried it apart. So I guess there's a lot of adhesive around here that you have to get through. Now, that was all pretty easy. And if that was the only issue that I had, come on now. If that was the only issue that I had, it would have been easy to take out these batteries that were here and remove it. So if you see, you got those three little welds or so here. There is, if I can get a good focus on here, a piece of metal here, a connection here on the top and bottom of the battery. A little connection here, connection under the battery. Now, if I can fit this battery in, you can see a little bit better. Ow. Ooh, still a little electricity. See? Be careful, don't do stupid things, make good choices. Don't burn yourself with a battery like me. So I guess it was maybe not welded on, but for lack of a better word, you got three little welds that it had connected on here. And I tried to take my knife and slowly prise it away. And I had to do a combination of that and use a pair of pliers to kind of roll and peel that piece of metal off. Now, that might have affected that connection there. I had to do the same to the one under it on both of these. That's probably going to be the biggest thing that I had done in my search for curiosity, which would have damaged this product beyond what I can do. to use it a second time. And ideally, I think it's a 23, no, I'm sorry. It is a 2032 button battery here. Let's see if I can find. It is CR2032. For you military folk, and for people that can't understand my voice because I speak too low, Charlie Romeo 2032. Button battery. They used Panasonic brand. I don't know if the brand matters at all. I don't think it would. So my next step would have to order these batteries, try and replace them, see if I can bend those connections back into proper place, and put it back together, somehow adhere these pieces back, somehow maybe neatly electrical tape these back on, try and hit the button and see if at least they have two little lights here, which are two little lights here and here, which would blink and light up as the treatment progresses through its 15-minute cycle. I didn't know if I was going to get this far. I didn't order the batteries yet, so I will probably go online and order some of these batteries. If anybody is interested, I might post a second video seeing that if it would at least turn on. Now, I cannot, of course, guarantee, just like I can't say I recommend doing this. It's more just exploration of curiosity. If I put these batteries in, get the connection set properly, hit the button, and the lights do blink green like it usually does, I can't guarantee that the same exact treatment will be happening within here as it was happening before I tried this little experiment. So again, I can't horribly recommend to do this and then try and treat your animals. It is an exploration of curiosity. It is my dislike for planned obsolescence. Again, I'm sure there could be a practical reason that it was manufactured this way. If you got a reason you want to tell me, I'll be very interested to know. And if you have any ideas on how to test if there's still a field going through here that would treat an animal, way to measure electrical output, or let me know, because I'd be very interested to know. Okay. If you watch this, I appreciate you observing my morbid curiosity on this item, and hopefully in a few weeks maybe I will post a second one to see if this thing will actually turn on once we put it back together. All right. Thank you, and goodbye.